everyone, my name is Lara and today I'm going to answer some very interesting questions about my rhinoplasty with BANOBAGI. But if you haven't watched it, you can go watch this video about my experience with this rhinoplasty in BANOBAGI because I vlogged the whole entire experience for you to see. So without further ado, here are the most asked questions about my nose job. First and foremost, everybody has asked about how much did it cost. And the truth is that I cannot really answer that because the cost of each surgery is different. My nose is different than your nose, my experience is different than your experience, and what you will have done to your nose will be different than what I had. So the best thing that you can do is contact Soul Cosmetic Surgery, which I leave a link down below. They are the best medical tourism agency that you can go through if you want to have cosmetic surgery in Korea. So I really recommend that you contact them. It's actually free to ask them, so you can actually ask them first about whatever doubts you have. The next thing you guys have asked me a lot is how long did I think about my surgery? And actually I thought about this for a while, and the truth is because I'm a model and I'm also a YouTuber, I see my face a lot. I'm really sick and tired of my face. So when you work in this field, you actually start seeing all the little flaws in your face and all the little things that you don't like and you would like corrected. And that's why I had been thinking for a long time to correct my nose. Not because it was ugly per se, but because those little two bumps, although they were very minimum, I kept on seeing them on camera or I kept on seeing them in pictures and I was like really bothered about them. But the truth is that I really got that little push that I needed when I met Soul Cosmetic Surgery back in December 2019. So I had been thinking about it and we were planning on it since December 2019. So it was before all this crazy thing happening right now. So that's why I did it back in March. Next thing you've asked me a lot is about the pain and if it still hurts. And the truth is that initially there was no pain whatsoever on my nose. It was mostly a general feeling of being sick, and that was just my body reacting to the anesthesia. Each person has a completely different experience to the anesthesia. It's just that my body is not really used to general anesthesia, and so it took it as if I had like the worst cold ever in the world. So it wasn't really that much pain as if it was like an comfort. I was so uncomfortable all the time. I was like shivering. So it was just very uncomfortable, but not really that much painful on the nose. And to tell you the truth, right now it kind of hurts more when I touch it or when I hit it a little bit because I got used to it. So I'm hitting it more, or I'm not being as careful as in the beginning. So I'm noticing it more than in the beginning. The truth is that probably the pain wise it has gone lower, but because I'm hitting it more often, I'm feeling it more often. The next thing you've asked me is also about post-surgery, and it is how long until I came back to my routine. The truth is that it took me a little bit longer because if you've watched the first video about my experience, I bloated up like a balloon and I went purple. So basically I was the eggplant emoji. So usually you can go back to the routine after 7 to 10 days, but it took me a little bit longer because I was very bruised up for about 15 days. But it truly depends on you and it truly depends on how your body reacts. And this links with the next question, which is if you want to come to Korea, how many days should you plan on the visit? The truth is that you should talk about this to Soul Cosmetic Surgery because they're going to plan your whole trip, the tickets, the hotel, the clinic, everything. But I recommend that you plan between 10 to 15 days to be more safer. It also depends on what procedure you want done to your body or to your face. So I can't really tell you for sure you're going to need this much time, but around 10 to 15 days to go back to your routine and to have the minimum doctor appointments. The next thing thing that you've asked me is about scars. For a nose job, you have two types of rhinoplasty. The first one is an open rhinoplasty and the second one is a closed rhinoplasty. For a closed rhinoplasty, you only get a cut inside your nostrils and they operate inside your skin. So it's all more like subtle, so you will not get an external scar. However, I got an open rhinoplasty, which means that they cut all through my nose and then they lifted the skin, they did whatever they had to do and then they covered it all up. So I do have a tiny little scar that it's quite invisible actually. If I have makeup on, I can cover it all up, but like, because I've been rubbing on my nose, and that's the tiny little scar. That's all you're gonna get. Next, you've asked me about if I was scared. Before my surgery, I wasn't really that much scared at all. I trust a lot on Seoul Cosmetic Surgery and I trust a lot BANOBAGI and the doctor that I got my surgery with. However, I was very scared afterwards because I bloated up so much. I was like, oh my god, is this going to be my nose forever? Am I going to look like this forever? Oh my god. So actually, I kind of freaked out a lot after my surgery. That is why I truly recommend that you have a great support system around you when you have a surgery. And not only that, I really recommend that you have the right mind state to have a surgery. Everybody can have complexes, but if your complexes are dominating your life, then that is not a good time to have a surgery. When you're happy and when you are satisfied with your life in spite of all your complexes, when you have accepted all of your complexes, that's when you should get a surgery. Because a surgery is not going to solve all your life problems, it's just going to make you a little bit prettier. But honestly, I really don't recommend you do it if you are not in the right mindset. Next thing you've asked me a lot is about complications. And the truth is that rhinoplasties are very complex. Like, there's so many things you can do to your nose. And for me, I don't really have that many complications because I just shaved my nose. I didn't put anything in my nose. I just shaved it a little bit. I just made it a little bit narrower, but the doctor didn't put any foreign thing in my nose. You can have your own cartilage put on your nose. You can have prostheses or like things put on your nose. I didn't have any of those. So for my case, I don't really have that many complications, but you should really make sure about your own case. Next thing you've asked me about is my husband's reaction. And if you've watched the first video, you kind of know what he did, but here's the clip.
My poor wifey.
I was very pretty. Here is what he thinks now about my nose. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. They want to know, do you like my new nose?
Yes, I think it's more defined.
More defined?
Yeah, the line looks better.
Can you tell the difference?
Yeah, a little bit. It's total change, but I think it's better. If I hadn't known that you've done it, I probably would have known if I didn't see you in between for a long time. Maybe like 3-4 months.
So yeah, that's what he thinks. Next question is if people notice the change. And to be honest, no, not really, not that much. Not unless I say it. People are actually very impressed with my nose because the only people I have had to tell is to the makeup artists. As I said, I'm a model, so to the makeup artist who does my makeup, I have to warn her, hey, I got a nose surgery like a month and a half ago, so please be very careful with my nose because if you dab it too hard, it actually hurts. And every time that I say it, the makeup artist like freaks out. She's like, what? You just got a nose job a month ago and you look like this? They really never know. They're like, what? Next thing I've been asked a lot is how did I know what was the best clinic to get my nose surgery in? I trust Seoul Cosmetic Surgery a lot, and that is why when they chose BANOBAGI, I knew that was going to be the best clinic for me. Not only because they said it, but also because I had already been, investigating on the internet, and BANOBAGI is founded by the best doctor doctors who came out of Seoul National University. If you didn't know, Seoul National University is considered to be the best of Korea. So I knew that it was going to be great. And a plus is that I got my surgery from one of the founders of BANOBAGI. So I was in great hands. Next up is if I can breathe better. I didn't know, but before my surgery, my nose was deviated and I couldn't really breathe to the full of my abilities. The thing is that right after surgery, you can't breathe at all. You breathe like this and you have to breathe through your mouth, otherwise you choke and die. And that actually lasts about 10 to 20 days. After 10 days, you can actually start to like, I can breathe again, but not really that good. And then after the 20 days mark, you can actually start like breathing normally. But still now I breathe good, but I don't breathe as good as I should, especially on the days where I'm like more bloated, either because I've been cleaning and some dust got in my nose and so it got bloated, or because, I don't know, I slept in a very bad position and my nose got bloated. But the thing is that I do feel that I breathe better than before my surgery, so I am expecting that I will be breathing better after 3 months or after 6 months or in a very, very long time. And related to this is the next question, which is, did you notice your voice changing, especially when you sing? So for those of you who don't know, I actually sing too, and I was very worried before the surgery whether my voice was going to change or not. And the truth is that at first my voice was very, very nasal because you can't really breathe properly. Your M, your N, your B sound is going to be very, very nasal. But once that you start breathing better and better and better, that nasal sound is going to go away. So no, my voice didn't really change at all. Next thing is about the time and how long does it take for your nose to heal or to shrink back to normal. The thing is that I'm not even that far with my healing yet. I'm only a month and a half. Supposedly the first initial result, you can see it after 3 months, and after that your tip of the nose is still going to be swollen, and that swelling goes down around 6 months to 1 year later. So truly my nose is not near where it's going to be in 6 months or a year, so we just have to wait. The next question that I got a lot is actually something that I was very, very, very curious before my surgery, and it's related to scratching your nose, sneezing, and blowing your nose. You can't do any of those stuff. So if you're going to sneeze, you can't avoid sneezing actually, but it is recommended that you sneeze through your mouth. I know it's very disgusting and I hate it, but especially when you still have the inner stitches, you have to try to sneeze through your mouth, because if you sneeze through your nose, you're actually in risk to, like, you know, bursting your inner stitches, and that's gonna be a problem. About scratching your nose, you're going to feel it when you can scratch your nose outside or not, and that's actually just very personal. So when you start feeling that you can touch your nose, you can actually scratch your nose again. But about cleaning your nose, about blowing your nose, you can't do it. They actually give you these Q-tips and you have to clean your nose on the inside with the Q-tips. It's actually very disgusting, but you have to do it that way. Otherwise, you're going to mess up your nose. And that's a no-no. You've also asked me about creams and how to take care of your face, etc, etc. And the first tip that I can give you is to use the ice packs. I didn't use my ice pack enough. And you know what happened? All the bloating from my eyes came down to my mouth, and it looked like I had lip injections to the extreme. So please use the ice. About creams and how to take care of your skin, the truth is that I'm very, very, very dry, and I recommend that before your surgery you use as much moisture as you can, because for the first days you cannot really clean your face or put anything on your face. It's not really recommended. You can't make the cast wet, so it's going to be very, very dry. And after that, I'm very grateful again to BANOBAGI because they gave me these creams and I really love them. Not only creams, they gave me masks, they gave me sun cream, they gave me everything to take care of my face, which I really, really needed because my goodness, I was dry. And last but not least, the question, would I get any other surgeries? I'm not interested in any other cosmetic surgeries, but I am interested in other beauty procedures such as fillers or skin treatments, anything to make me look pretty. So don't worry, because I am going to be telling you everything that I do on my face. So yeah, I like to be very transparent about whatever I get done. So there you go. If I do something, I'll be telling you. Finally, before I finish this video, I really want to thank again to BANOBAGI and to Seoul Cosmetic Surgery. I will be leaving the links down below, so if you're interested in doing anything on your face or on your body, please contact Seoul Cosmetic Surgery and they will give you the best advice. Also, it's free, so you can ask whatever you want and it's for free. Anyway, that was it for today. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe, and see you next time.